We wanted to build the killer app for outsourcing. And so we built Ziptask to be incredibly easy and intuitive. It works across all desktop platforms and mobile platforms as well. If you are using the desktop app, it's as simple as this. You grab a couple documents that you want to outsource, you drag and drop them into the drop zone, and you release. And it will tell you where to type, where your instructions would go. And you click the button that says submit, and that's it. 10 seconds or less, and you're done. And so if you're on a mobile device, like an iPhone, for example, it's equally simple. You would want to just tap Send Work. You select the files you want to send from your Dropbox or Evernote accounts, type in a few instructions, click Send, and you're done. So once a file gets into our system, we have what we call the assessment process. And this would automatically scan the file and the instructions and provide some specific data on those files. And so we've built a lot of technology around that. We would review the requests that you're making, the instructions that you've typed in, and so our system would automatically know at some point what level of complexity that might entail. But then we have a real human look at the project and assess the files and look at the actual content of the files. And so once we perform the assessment and we understand what skills are required for the job, we would send you an estimate of the work. And so you'd have the ability to approve the estimate. And so in that estimate, you have complexity, you have time required, you have all the skills required for the job. And because we see so many jobs, our system becomes more adaptive and intuitive as to what the future jobs along those same lines would look like. And so all this happens very quickly. Minutes, sometimes even seconds, is all it takes, and Ziptask is sending you an estimate. It's a clean email. It just says approve or reject. And so if you don't like it, just reject it. You can resubmit, you can change your instructions. There's all sort of little bells and whistles and features that we're adding. But we guarantee that the project will probably be completed by another platform for a similar amount. It's just that you're going to have to hassle with all the different freelancer negotiations and delays that are involved with using those platforms. This estimate is actually not the same as the estimate that you're going to get using platforms out there like Odesk and Elance. This is what we call a not to exceed amount. And so the not to exceed amount means just that. It's that the project will not exceed the amount that we're quoting you. And so we're putting ourselves in the middle and we're guaranteeing the work. And so this is what we call price protection, and it gives you some warm and fuzzies. It gives you a sense of comfort while you sit back and let other people run wild getting that project completed. Anyway, so once you approve the not to exceed amount, we immediately send your job to the queue that would match your job with the freelancers that have the right skill sets and that are actually available at the time that the job enters the queue. And so all this is automated, it's all autonomous, and happens without you even thinking about it. So your job will always go to the specialist that's available to start right now. Our contractor freelancer network is massive. Your job is automatically positioned with our freelancer network, and in a one after the other type scenario, they are presented with the job. And the person who's available, who wants the job, and who has the right skill sets will be allowed to take the job. And so once they accept the job, they're on the job. We're tracking their screen, we're tracking every keystroke, and everything's logged to our proprietary database, and our system will provide you with updates. You'll be on the go, able to look at actual screenshots of what that worker is performing on your behalf. And so we've built our system to identify the worker that's essentially in the right place at the right time with the right skill set, how the worker is ranked in terms of their skill set and fit for a certain job. We order them by capability metrics in terms of customers, in terms of reviews, in terms of their timeliness, in terms of all the different quality metrics that we capture. And that all comes together in order to really culminate into a rating system. And that allows us to get the best worker who knows what they're doing, who's rated the highest, and who's available. And so if they don't want the job, they just say, no, I don't want the job. And that's fine. We'll move to the next one within seconds. We've got thousands of freelancers that are one after the other standing in line to work for you. The contractor works on your job and will know exactly how much time he has left to complete it. If he has questions while performing the work, there's a mechanism within our proprietary technology in order to ask that question and get answers very quickly. And you'll be notified if that's necessary to interrupt you. We actually filter those questions, and some of them we answer for you if we need to. But for most jobs, that's not required. Once the freelancer completes the job, it moves back into the queue for a quality assurance phase. And so this is when our team gets involved again. Our system will analyze the changes that are made, and our team will review the product, and if it all matches up against what you had asked for originally, we'll go ahead and approve it. We'll complete the job. Files will be sent back to you immediately, and we'll make sure that it's done properly. If there are any issues involved, we will go back to the contractor without interrupting you, and we'll have them fix it. And so within a certain amount of time, typically this solves, I'd say, about 95% of the quality concerns of our customers.